The question was, do you believe in ghosts, aliens, goblins, creatures, monsters, and other paranormal entities? My answer, don't group aliens with the rest of these because aliens are actually possible in this universe, though through evolution on one of the billions of planets that possibly orbit stars at similar distances and speeds to our own, as the sheer amount of planets and stars certainly allows for that chance. They aren't paranormal, they just aren't discovered yet. UFOs, on the other hand, do fall into the category of things people believe in based entirely on hearsay from people usually are already known to be mentally unstable. The vast distances, even to the next closest star, which probably doesn't even have a viable planet anyway, would take hundreds of millions of years to cross at light speed. So you'd need a species that could live that long on a ship, reproducing and always able to maintain the same agenda without any hierarchy changes or rebellions or revolutions. And as us humans personally know, the evolutionary game of survival kind of damned us to stick with our primal greeds even while living in abundance. Otherwise, no, I don't believe in ghosts, UFOs, goblins, creatures, or monsters as being possible in real life, given that what has conclusively been revealed through honest and meticulous observation and testing of the aspects of our world and, as far as we can tell, of the universe throughout our human history. Well, I do believe in creatures because everything that lives and moves like an animal is a creature, including ourselves. And I bet you a gorilla looked like a monster to early humans, or a lion, or alligator, or bear, etc. This meticulous observation and testing of our planet and the universe and what we have around us does show that there's no indication of any magic happening in this universe, and all instances are just hearsay without proper witnesses, never subject to repeatable conditions to allow for these things ever to be witnessed by those being told of these instances. Given our gullible human nature, though, we want to believe in these things. We want to believe in magic, in crazy things that we already know could never actually happen. That's why we want them to happen. But it's a lot healthier for everyone if we stop blaming supernatural things for the good and bad situations we get in life and to give credit to who and what really makes the difference. Yourself, those around you, the humans and animals that influence your life, creativity, human innovation, all that type of stuff that actually exist in reality, plus a hefty dose of chance. Our brain plays tricks on us, especially enhancing our gullibility to believe in supernatural feelings. And our brains are not always reliable sources of memory, and we all know this. Once we take down our egos, realize we can be wrong, and recognize that all our troubles and all our pleasures are generated entirely within parts of our own brains, all our feelings, I feel God, it's in here. The better we can understand, define, and deal with our problems and joys. We can then focus on figuring out how to maximize our joy, be it seeking a career, or loafing on the couch, or helping other people in need, or just getting rich, who knows, as long as you're not hurting people, and minimize our trouble and the trouble of those around us that we support, and we should be supporting everyone, with much, much lower rates of the disappointment inevitably generated by those who use prayers or spells or wishes or star charts to deal with these things and don't get any response whatsoever from the universe, throwing out excuses like mysterious waves or must be part of a plan. Or karma. Saying those kinds of things make people want to quit trying in the real world almost before they start, thinking the universe is against them, or rather undeservingly on their side, giving themselves permission to push the ego in the opposite direction, possibly hurting people without care, thinking they are right. No longer recognize they may still need self-improvement, a maintenance us humans require desperately. If these are the usual results, how is wasting your time internally conversing with invisible forces helpful in the least? Besides talking to yourself and reassuring yourself because you always had that in you, it's not something outside of you that someone can sell you. You're just giving yourself confidence by just discussing with yourself the pros and cons of what the issue is, whatever's troubling you. You don't need a God for that. That's all in you. That always has been in your own head. That is you. You have that power. I sound like some sort of crazy, this is the secret. I'm not trying to say that kind of thing. But I'm just saying, if you want confidence, you are the giver of that. If you want anything else, I guess you're the one that has to try to go out and get it. other unseen forces can interfere. Now back to this. You are the only one who can choose to change your outlook, unless you happen to be born with different mental chemical measurements causing some real esteem issues or lack of emotion at all, or depression issues, that type of thing. Then seeking help is useful. Seek real help. Invisible forces may feel nice to imagine helping you, but that's what the religious parents of the many children who died of commonly treatable illnesses because the parents figured prayer would be a good enough thought too. How many times have we all prayed, spellcasted, wished for more money, love, health, to deal with the dickhead that's causing us trouble? How many times have you seen a ghostly shadow cast by your brains in an attempt to interpret imagery in bad lighting, only to turn out to be a mailbox or a tall bush? Or seeing faces in leaves, an instinct to always look for possible faces that could be camouflaged by natural coloring, as seeing a face was a sure guarantee of either predator or prey, friend or foe, or a lover or child. How often does asking the universe for anything actually yield results? Completely random. And what's the point of it all if it's all random? How often do those ghostly images actually turn out to be ghosts and not just objects your brain failed initially to decipher? How often does your horoscope actually match? How often does it not match? About equally? More towards the not matching? How often does each sign of the horoscope randomly define only a randomly selected portion of every human trait that every human has and expresses at some point in their lives or other? How often have you thought or heard someone say, like, no, Sagittarius acts like this, but I'm a Sagittarius and I don't act that way, but I definitely act like an Aries. Well, the Aries person doesn't act like an Aries at all, but whatever. It's all common sense, but people are gullible believers if it's something they want to believe in. And that's how other humans will take advantage of you. That's why the religion has existed for so long. That's why UFOs are still popular things to believe in. That's why horoscopes haven't gone away. Why spirituality is so tempting, even though all these things contain rules or give advice about the universe that can demonstrably be proven to be unequivocally false. And the rules that do make sense have already been with animal kind since before humans even evolved, and part of our rules and laws, don't kill, don't steal, the stuff that we know will piss off the others, try not to do that. All the ones that don't make sense have usually come from, or at least been most encouraged by, religion and paranormal thinking. Some African shaman witch doctors are telling AIDS-infected men that having sexual intercourse with newborn babies will cure them of AIDS, leading to atrocities that I can't even say without wanting to cry. The Bible says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, around the same place it says a man shall not lay with another man or be killed. And so thousands of women were tortured and murdered and raped with spiritual and legal approval by order of their supreme being. Appeals to emotion are very warranted in some instances. So I stand strongly against promoting magical thinking, as it causes more unnecessary suffering and confusion than just taking reality for what it is.